Oh, Salem, you never fail to rip our hearts out and stomp on them with those designer DiMera heels. Just when we thought the canvas had settled into some semblance of peace after years of chaos, Days of Our Lives drops another seismic bombshell that has longtime fans both cheering and reaching for the tissues. Lexie Carver, the beloved wife of Abe, mother to Theo, daughter of Stefano and Celeste, is back among the living. Or at least she is for now. Because if the whispers from the set and the frantic discussions lighting up Reddit are any indication, this resurrection isn't the fairy tale homecoming we've all been secretly hoping for. No, friends. This one comes with an expiration date, and it's ticking louder with every episode. As someone who's been glued to the screen through every twist, every miracle, and every devastating farewell in Salem for decades, I can tell you, Lexie's return hits different. This isn't just another someone's alive after all plot. This is the woman who died so poignantly in Abe's arms back in 2012, succumbing to that inoperable brain tumor after a lifetime of love, betrayal, family wars, and quiet strength. Renee Jones poured her soul into that character for nearly 2 decades, making Lexie the moral compass of the DiMera clan, a woman torn between her husband's honorable world and the dark legacy of her father Stefano. Her death was one of those landmark moments that stayed with us. The picnic scene, the tears, the way Abe held her as she slipped away, it felt final. Sacred, even. And now? Here we are in 2026, watching Nikki Crawford step into those formidable shoes as a recast Lexie brought back through Dr. Rolf's shadowy science. Let's rewind for the newer viewers or anyone who needs a refresher on just how monumental this is. Lexie Carver burst onto the scene in the late 80s, but it was Renee Jones's portrayal starting in the early 90s that defined her. She was a doctor, a mayor's wife, a mother fighting for her son's future. She navigated affairs, switched at birth scandals. Remember the whole Isaac-Zach mess with the Kyriakises, DiMera manipulations, and endless threats to her family? Through it all, Lexie remained a beacon of compassion in a town where evil schemes are as common as coffee at the Brady pub. Her romance with Abe was one of Day's great love stories, steady, enduring, tested by fire, but always rooted in deep respect and passion. When she passed in 2012, it wasn't just an exit, it was a gut-wrenching chapter close. Fans mourned. Abe mourned. Theo grew up without his mom. And Salem moved on, as it always does. Abe found love again with Paulina. Life continued. But in true soap fashion, death is rarely permanent when a DiMera is involved, especially with Dr. Wilhelm Rolf, lurking in the lab like some mad genius puppet master. Fast forward to early 2026. The mysterious pod in Rolf's secret setup had fans buzzing for weeks. Who was inside? Speculation ran wild. Abigail? Someone new? Then came the March reveal. E.J. DiMera, ever the complicated brother, had been working with Rolf to revive his sister Lexie. Her body had been preserved, frozen in a kind of suspended animation since her death, waiting for technology to catch up to Rolf's wild experiments. Paulina was the first to learn the truth in horrifying fashion, staring at the woman whose husband she now shares. The fallout has been deliciously dramatic. Family will readings interrupted by a disoriented Lexie stumbling in, Abe's world shattering, Theo reuniting with the mother he lost as a child. It's pure Days gold, emotional, messy, and full of potential for heartbreak. But here's where the excitement curdles into dread. Rumors have been swirling hard on Reddit and fan forums that Nikki Crawford's stint as Lexie won't be a long one. Word is that Crawford wrapped her filming some time ago, and insiders suggest her contract was never meant for a permanent stay. If that's true, and nothing's confirmed officially of course because soaps love their secrecy, it points to one devastating outcome. Lexie is headed back to the grave, and this time, it might be forever. No more miracles. No more Roth interventions. Just a few precious months to reconnect, stir up old flames, and say the goodbyes that were stolen from her family over a decade ago. Imagine it, Lexie waking up in a world that's moved on without her. Her son Theo is now a young man. Abe has built a life with Paulina, complete with the complexities of blended family and mayoral duties. The DiMera Empire has evolved under EJ's turbulent leadership. Celeste's psychic insights. The old feuds with the Hortons and Bradys. Everything has layers of dust and new scars. Lexie Carver, the woman who always fought for what's right, stepping back into Salem only to find her time is cruelly limited again. It's the kind of tragedy that Days of Our Lives does better than almost anyone. The show has always excelled at these short-term resurrection arcs that amplify the pain of loss rather than erasing it. And let's talk about Rolf's role in all this, because that's where the logical and heartbreaking explanation for her impending second death lies. Doctor. Rolf has been Salem's go-to for the impossible for years, bringing back EJ himself, Jack Devereaux, and who knows how many others through serums, freezing, and God knows what else. But his work is never perfect. It's experimental, rushed, laced with DiMera hubris. Remember how many times his miracles have come with side effects, reversals, or outright failures? Lexie's revival was built on preserving her body post-brain tumor. What if the underlying condition wasn't truly cured? What if the revival process only bought her time, weeks or months before the tumor returns with a vengeance, or complications from the suspension take over? Rolf's research hitting snags feels not just plausible, but inevitable in soap logic. EJ might have acted out of guilt and brotherly love, those toxins from years ago still haunting him, but good intentions in Salem often pave the road to fresh graves. Fans on Reddit have been dissecting every clue. Threads are filled with speculation. Crawford finished filming months back. This can't be a long arc. Others point to the accelerated aging or de-aging mentions in the story, Lexie appearing younger, fitting the recast. The emotional weight of a temporary return makes perfect sense dramatically. It allows for explosive confrontations. Abe torn between the love of his life and the woman who stood by him through recent storms. Paulina fighting for her marriage while grappling with guilt and jealousy. Theo getting a taste of maternal love only to face losing it again. It's raw. It's devastating. And it's exactly what keeps us watching. Picture the scenes we'll get in the coming months. Lexie, disoriented but fierce, demanding answers from EJ about how this happened. Quiet moments with Theo where she marvels at the man he's become, sharing wisdom and regrets. Heart-to-hearts with Abe under the Salem stars, rekindling that old spark even as doctors deliver grim news. Clashes with Paulina that are equal parts catty and empathetic, two women who love the same man. DiMera family dinners turning into battlegrounds as old secrets spill. And looming over it all, Lexie's declining health. Headaches dismissed at first, then undeniable symptoms. Rolf frantically trying to stabilize her, only to admit defeat. The inevitable hospital vigil, echoes of 2012 haunting every frame. This story absolutely belongs on Days of Our Lives. No other soap handles legacy characters, medical miracles gone wrong, and multi-generational family sagas with quite this blend of camp, heart, and high stakes. Days has always embraced the sci-fi elements, demonic possessions, clones, memory wipes, while grounding them in human emotion. Lexie's arc feels like a love letter to longtime viewers while inviting new ones into the fold. It forces us to confront themes of second chances, the passage of time, and the cruelty of hope snatched away. Of course, nothing is set in stone until it airs. Soap contracts can extend, storylines can pivot if fan response is overwhelming. Maybe Lexie fights her way to a miracle cure. Maybe Rolf pulls one last rabbit out of the hat. But the smart money, based on the timing and those persistent rumors, is on a poignant, limited run that ends in tragedy. A few months of drama, reconciliation, and love, then eternal peace for Lexie Carver. It would honor her original exit while giving us one more chance to say goodbye properly. As we wait for the episodes to unfold, the anticipation is killing me, in the best way. Will Abe choose history or his current happiness? How will Theo cope with double grief? Can Paulina emerge unscathed? And what new chaos will Lexie's presence unleash in the DiMera mansion? One thing is certain, Salem won't be the same. Hearts will break, tears will flow, and we'll be here dissecting every moment. This is why we love Days of Our Lives. In a world of streaming quick fixes and tidy resolutions, This show dares to give us the messy, the prolonged, the operatically dramatic. Lexie's return, however brief, reminds us that some loves transcend death, even if they can't conquer it forever. Grab your tissues, fellow fans. The storm is just beginning, and it's going to be one for the history books. What do you think? Happy reunion or set up for the ultimate tearjerker? Sound off below. Let's speculate together while we still have time with our favorite doctor and Salem stalwart.